I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. For folks who've been in all the sessions, you've heard me say this before, but I will distract myself by looking back and forth between multiple monitors. So I'm going to go ahead and stop my video and share my screen as we start talking about Graduate Explorer. All right. So just to give you a little bit of a recap, I know quite a few folks probably have been throughout the journey with us today, talking about the student platform and then graduate outcomes and now Graduate Explorer. Just wanted to provide a really quick overview of the data, as I've done a couple of times here. Steppingblocks possesses individual profiles on about 130 million US adults, all from public data sources in a variety of different data sources and forms. We take that data, validate it, process it using machine learning and advanced technology to ultimately come up with our profiles, which in this case, as we talk about Graduate Explorer, do go down to the individual person: name, age, salary, location, degrees, schools, employers, job titles, etc. So we're really excited to be able to kind of share this individual data with you through Graduate Explorer, because this can be incredibly powerful for a variety of different applications, as we'll be talking about shortly. So in summary of kind of what we're going to be doing today is doing a quick walkthrough of Graduate Explorer, and then we will talk about some use case and save some time for Q&A after that. We do have another session at 3:15 Eastern time today, which is open office hours. So some of your questions are great. Feel free to add those to the chat, and we'll be happy to share. I've got Aaron and Rob from Steppingblocks here on the call with me to kind of help answer some of those in the chat, or we'll address them at the end. If you have more of an institution-specific question about your data or how you're leveraging this, we're happy to kind of chat with you through that office hours session at 3:15, or of course we can connect after the fact as well. So we will be rocking and rolling here. For folks who are familiar with the platform, again, we talked about graduate outcomes just a moment ago and walked through that tool and really took a look at that. Now we're going to be doing Graduate Explorer. Again, we're looking at Michigan State University here for our data set, and we'll be exploring this. If you joined us for Graduate Outcomes, you saw that there were a number of filters. Here, we actually have a much more extensive list of filters. And I know one of the previous questions was, how do we look at specific employers? Well, we can actually here look at a top list of employers at Michigan State. So this is the tool that will get you kind of more to that than Graduate Outcomes, which is that higher level platform. So we're excited to be able to have this info for you. If you didn't join us, you'll see there's a filter here for university employees. Right now, by default, about 8,000 employees are filtered out because at many institutions, you like to employ your alumni. I actually worked and was an alumni of an institution in my higher ed career, so I would have been counted in that number as well during my journey. So we filter that out by default, but of course you could pull those in. What we're looking here at this default view, you'll see some of the employers listed, industries, job titles, and skills, very similar at this sort of surface level to Graduate Outcomes. As mentioned previously in our other sessions, we use a blue and green bar system. The blue bar is representing quantity of alumni, green bar representing salary dollars. So you'll see that system again throughout the platform. Everything you see is clickable and filterable. So we can click on a particular employer. We can also zoom into the map and explore everything all the way down to the census tract level. I did not show this in the Graduate Outcomes session, but I'll give you a quick shot here. If I were to zoom into to Metro Atlanta, I can actually use the tool to draw a box over Atlanta, which is where Steppingblocks is headquartered. And you'll see there's 3,600 alumni here from Michigan State working in Atlanta, living and working in Atlanta. And so this is a really great way. Say you're headed to a conference in Atlanta and you wanted to see who your alumni were and what they're doing, perhaps for networking, or you're going to create an Atlanta chapter of the Spartan Alumni Association. Certainly you could leverage this tool in this way. We can even go into particular employers. And so now I'm looking at 37 alumni from Michigan State living and working in Atlanta, all the way down, to that individual level. And here are some of their job titles: behavioral scientist, epidemiologist, public health specialist, etc. So very helpful, very powerful tool for your team. I'm going to go ahead and clear these filters. Something else that we can think about is adding filters around, again, age, city, college, current job level, degree level. But one of the other really cool applications is to think about this in terms of income. Steppingblocks is a very powerful tool that predicts income. And so we could crank this up and take a look at, who are our alumni making at least $80,000. And this would give you the ability to perhaps do some specific campaigns around propensity to give or other strategies. We can even look at specific companies. And so here's Ford Motor Company. These are now a group of about 500 alumni, again, from Michigan State with at least a salary of $80,000. And I didn't actually show this on the CDC example. I probably should have, but we can click over and look at who these individuals actually are, including their contact information and skills and everything. So we can take a very specific look at these individuals. And so this is great for things like donation matching. We could contact this list of 500 alumni because there's a really cool new automotive engineering program being developed at Michigan State, hypothetically, and we want to reach out to these folks and ask them to give back. So you could certainly do that directly. We could also, removing that filter, use this more on the career services side. If you're looking for specific individuals, perhaps to come and guest lecture or provide that college to career experience, you could do that in the same way. And we do have the ability to look at this from the skills perspective, as we've kind of talked about. Here's, in this case, Shelley's specific skills in her job as a logistics and planning manager at Ford. All of this is exportable via CSV. So if you wanted to pull this for a campaign to update into your alumni systems, you could also certainly do that as well. This data also could be leveraged from the human resources side. That's another great application. And so what I could do here is add a filter around a job category. And so I'm going to go in here to job category and choose human resources. And the reason I might want to do this is for things like, alumni contacts for upcoming career fairs or similar initiatives. Here I have about 8,000 alumni, so I could actually sort of blast this out to all of our alumni who work in HR at a variety of companies across the country, and say, hey, we're doing we have a career fair coming up in a few months. Please feel free to point this either to the HR representative from your company or share this information so that we can get more folks to join us for our career events. We can, again, even go into specific job titles if we wanted to, but have the ability to kind of triangulate that. So Graduate Explorer, kind of as mentioned, has a lot of different applications. I've been providing a few as time has gone on. This tool is incredibly powerful and really gives you the ability to do deep dives into your data sets. Again, in a variety of different applications, certainly very powerful from the alumni side, but really powerful from the career services side too. We know a couple of institutions have used this in really unique ways to identify, female entrepreneurs working in, a particular city to build out a, sort of mentorship program. That's a great example of how you get very specific with this tool and really explore the data and come up with some great strategies for outreach. Certainly looking at the individual employer level, we could filter in and find everybody who works at General Motors and develop a General Motors alumni chapter for networking and professional development. We know students and individuals today really can benefit, especially in this post-COVID environment, as careers are shifting. With those additional networking opportunities and career development opportunities. So being able to pull a list of all of those alumni is really, really powerful for a variety of your outreach efforts.